all of these dried blooms I'm going to try to save, and hopefully it'll be my first time trying to plant flower seeds that I've saved, so hopefully those will do well. See, there's still some tomatoes down there. I'm going to have to see if those are any good. Most of the tomatoes at this point have something wrong with them when I pick them, so I don't know. There's a tomato over there. So I picked those 2 tomatoes I could see hanging, and they look okay. They don't have anything wrong that I can see, so I'll take those inside and sit them on the countertop. Over from the marigolds, I have a little patch over here that desperately needs to be weeded, but this is another broccoli. And then I've got a row of purple cauliflower that goes down this way. It's done pretty well. I had to replace one that something got a hold of. I think it was a cutworm. Now these last 3 over here are Dimitri broccoli. So I need to weed out all this grass. I've waited because I had planted a second row of peas right here, but most of it does not look like it came up. So I didn't want to pull my peas, but there's a row along the fence right here. And the second row was about here because I was hoping I could have 2 rows of it and it grow up on the fence, but I don't think the second row came up very well. So I'm going to go in here. We'll see down here, you can see the second row a little better. And for whatever reason, it didn't do very well down there, so I've got to get that grass out of there. In this bed here, I've got 2 purple cauliflower. I've got 2 purple cabbage and 2 Savoy cabbage. And then on that end, I've got broccoli on this bed right here. Right here is my strawberry bed from earlier in the summer. So I read that they weren't the best companion plants, so I'm hoping that that barrier in between the 2 beds will be enough to keep it from having any kind of effect on the cabbage and broccoli I have over there. Over here I've got white celery. Now this is in the ground, and so the weeds are very aggressive, but I've got a row of white celery. I've got to get out here and really weed. And there's a second row there. It's kind of hard to see. And then back behind that, I've got purple cauliflower. So that right there that you see is purple cauliflower. And then this right here growing up is my sweet potato that I dug up from the bed, and it has migrated over here. So I'll just show you. I've got to get a border around this bed, but there's white celery, purple cauliflower, and then the sweet potato running along. It used to be planted in that bed right there, and I pulled it, and it has come back, and it's all right here. And I planted purple onions in the bed where the sweet potatoes used to be. And those are sweet onions. And then I had a little bed right here. I had sunflowers here earlier in the year, and now I've got vegetables there. And I planted some rhubarb right here. I got this rhubarb at Lowe's, and it is heirloom Victoria rhubarb, and I have not eaten rhubarb before, so I just saw that, and I saw that it was a perennial. And I thought it would be neat to grow that because that's not something you can get at the grocery store. But you can see sweet potatoes have gotten back into the onion bed, even though they were all pulled out of there. So they seem to be really aggressive. But I'm hoping I can turn this whole little area over here into more garden space. Needs a lot of work, but I'm hoping. That's what my plan is. This bed here is where I've planted carrots. You cannot see them yet. I mean, you can see them some if you look closely, but the weeds are also growing in there, and it's really scary to pull when it's this small. But these right here are the carrot, some of the carrots coming up. You can see them there. You can see them all throughout the bed, but I'm just a little scared of pulling the weeds until I can clearly tell a difference in the two. But I've got rainbow carrots, those kind of carrots, which are some black, I think they're like black or purple, Uzbek golden, ox heart, and parsnips. So I'm really hoping all of that comes up. And then down here on this side, I planted some hollow crown parsnips. So hopefully everything's coming up. It's just really hard to tell at this point the weeds from the seedlings. Right here, these are my hog brain peas that I planted a while ago, and I've been picking the peas off of these slowly. I've got about a Ziploc bag, a small Ziploc baggie full of peas so far. This right here is white cauliflower that I went ahead and planted, and when I pull the peas, then I will fill the rest of the bed with probably more cauliflower or broccoli. But there's just the single row right now of cauliflower, and the rest are the peas. Over here I've got a container of kale. I planted this whole thing full of kale, and only 2 pieces of the purple came up. Recently put some spinach in here, so I hope the spinach comes up. I'm not sure if it will or not. And here is, these are red mustard. These taste good. I've cooked these, and they seem to grow quickly. Kohlrabi is here. Not sure how I feel about those leaves. I need to cook them alone so I can tell whether or not I like the taste of them. And these are the Kamatsuna. So I've got 4 containers of greens right here. And then my herbs, my basil is still right here. I need to harvest all of this, but haven't taken the time to do it yet. Then I have 2 containers with cabbage. This is the Savoy, and that is a purple cabbage. And I'm trying to put the rest of my seedlings in pots because I still have seedlings, probably 7 or 8 that need to be planted. This is my row of okra that has died out a lot, but it's still producing some. But before I could pick them every day, and now not every day. But I cut most of them back because they were so tall that I couldn't pick them. And they are still producing. It's slowed down a lot, so they probably won't be here too much longer. But that's what this row is.